Decisions, research, write, shoot, and broadcast news stories they deem important to the Eastview community. Stay tuned for The Flash. Welcome back, Eastview, to another edition of The Flash. We have some very inspiring stories today. We will be looking at one of Eastview's most respected and talented musicians.
The challenge of competing in a winter sport and their early morning practices. And
the local family that has created a charity that is making an impact on our community.
Stay tuned for The Flash.
Here at Eastview, there are a lot of talented musicians, but one musician in particular caught the eye of us here at The Flash. Jack has the story.
What makes a great musician? Is it sheer talent, a great teacher, or maybe it only takes a little bit of
practicing? I always practiced.
Meet David Besonen, a senior at Eastview who is making a key change to composing.
No piece can ever be played the same way. It's different from person to person. That's why music is so amazing, because it's so unique and creative.
Not only is David a talented musician, but also a talented editor. He writes all his music online and at home.
I try and think of a melody. If I can just refine something, get an idea solidified in my head, then I start adding on all the details and stuff afterwards. By the time it's over, you have a story.
I think it's wonderful that he works with those, with his technology at home and figuring it out. I hope he's had a blast with it because it's been fun to hear what he's worked on.
There is only one goal for this gift of music that David has.
I would love to write a piece of music that everybody feels on some emotional level. I want to write something where someone goes, I'm going to remember that for a while.
Signing off from The Flash, this is Jack.
Well done, Jack. David is truly a master of his art.
Thanks, Kris. And I'll tell you, being a great musician takes as much dedication as it does to be an athlete, but both require hard hours of practice. And speaking of practice, let's take it to Abby, who has an inside scoop on the morning workouts that are going on right now.
I wake up at 4:15.
I wake up at 5:45.
These students are not waking up this early for school. They have other things to do before they start classes.
Our morning practice starts at 5:45.
It starts at 6:20. I definitely am more tired.
I can get through the first hour fine, and then I get really tired during second period.
Though these athletes might be starting their day with practice, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are done for the day.
We also have morning practice on meet days because our meet days are on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
2:45 till whenever Habeck tells us to stop.
Even though they are more tired, they still think it is beneficial to have morning practice.
I think it is just because it helps us to lift, but also have practice and have time to do homework and other things after school.
Signing off for The Flash, this is Abby.
It's great to see the amount of dedication these athletes show to their programs here in our Eastview community.
Speaking of community, a local family took on the challenge of providing homeless people with new socks and underwear. The charity has one mission, and it is to graciously love and respect those in need. Let's take it to Meghan with the story.
What if the only pair of underwear you were wearing is the only pair you owned?
The Drawer is a nonprofit foundation created by Stu and Debbie Shepard. They came up with the idea back in 2014 where they had church members, friends, and family bring in new socks and underwear with the intent to distribute the collected items to men, women, and children in need. They collected 1,417 pairs in the beginning, but
each year we got more and more and more.
I had a gentleman a couple of years ago who came in, and so he sat down and took off his boots, and I gave him a pair of socks, and there he had a pair of Walmart bags on his feet. as socks.
Debbie and Stu's friends and family aren't the only people helping the drawer grow.
The power of community is strong. We call for volunteers and people will come in. You know, it builds community.
People like Stu and Debbie Shepard haven't turned a blind eye to all those in need. Signing off for The Flash.
Knowing that other people are being provided warmth and dignity is what makes me feel good inside.
This is Meghan.
To help The Drawer with their donations, visit their Facebook page, The Drawer, for more information about their GoFundMe page and volunteer opportunities. Am I interrupting something?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm just practicing my artistic abilities.
You mean sketching?
Yeah, I started watching Bob Ross.
When did you start watching Bob Ross?
Right before we started. Stay tuned for the credits, Eastview.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bob Ross Show. Come on, my guy, let's go. Today, we're gonna draw you some mountains. First off, you want to start with the water. Now when you're drawing the water, you want to make sure it's nice and smooth. Just like the waves of your soul, dude. Yeah, dude. Now the mountains have to be beautiful. Don't be afraid to overlap them.